the issue was that you could not have the ERTC and the PPP in the same year. And so PPP was a much better deal for everyone. Retention tax credit, or ERC or ERTC as it is commonly known. These were around last year, April and whatnot. But the issue was that you could not have the ERTC and the PPP in the same year. And so PPP was a much better deal for everyone. And so that's what everybody did. And it was like less than 1% of the people actually even applied for ERTC. So when Congress came through for was it CCA, the one that was passed, the tax law and the Appropriations Act that was passed in December of 2020, they recognized this and they say, well, we need to do something. So they changed the rules. So you can have a PPP loan in 2020 and the ERTC. So you can go back and amend the payroll tax returns in 2020 for the periods that qualify. In order to qualify, either A, your business got a shutdown order, and so you were not able to be in business, or sometimes it was partials, like the restaurants, for example, couldn't have any people dining in. They could have takeout, but because they didn't have dining in, those qualified also. The other piece is if your revenue went down 50% or more in any one quarter in 2020, that qualified you for that quarter. You continue to qualify quarter by quarter until your revenue goes up to 80% it was in the prior year. So let's say, for example, you have a $100,000 quarterly revenue. That's what it always is. For whatever reason, from that second quarter, from April through June of 2020, your revenues were horrific, and it was like $30,000. So that's obviously 30% of what your normal revenues were, and therefore you're qualified for this credit, and it will work all the way through until you got above 80% or $80,000 in our example. The shutdown order is just during the period of time that you were shut down. Now, if you were shut down, you were able to work from home. You don't qualify, okay? There's all sorts of different pieces. So on the face, it looks great, but you really need to look at it. That credit, it's a good credit. So it's 50% of wages for the first 10,000 of each employee, up to $5,000 that's what the credit is for the whole year. So hopefully you can work it and look at it. For the periods that you qualify in, you can maybe get that credit. For 2021, for first and second quarter, there is even a better ERTC credit. You look at the prior quarter, which would be the fourth quarter of 2020, compared to 2019's fourth quarter, or the first quarter of 2021 back to the first quarter of 2019, and look at those two. If you were down 20% or more in revenue, then you're probably going to qualify for this. That's one good thing, number one. Number two, they raised the credit from 50% for the whole year to 70% for the first $10,000 of each employee's wage for each quarter. So if, for example, you paid an employee $10,000 for a quarter, you're going to get a credit of $7,000 in that employee's wage. And that's for each quarter. So for quarter one, you get that. And then again for quarter two, if you qualify. There's a correction, I think, that is coming that's going to basically say if you're an owner and or spouse or anybody related to the owner, those employees of the business, their wages do not qualify, but everybody else pretty much does, to be honest with you. So